Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a pretty fascinating concept, a way to run your own brain. It's called neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short. Think of it as a kind of user manual for your mind.
I mean, that's a pretty bold question, right? But it gets right to the very heart of NLP. The central idea is that our mental patterns, even our deepest fears, they aren't hardwired into us. They're just learned behaviors. And the amazing part is, if they can be learned, well, they can also be unlearned and replaced with something way more useful, often with incredible speed.
Okay, so what's with the complicated name? Neuro-linguistic programming. It sounds super technical, I know, but the name itself actually holds the key to the whole thing. So let's just break it down.
Right, so neuro, that's your hardware. It's your brain, your nervous system, everything you use to perceive the world. Then you've got linguistic. That's your communication system. It's the language you use, both out loud and inside your own head, to make sense of your experiences. And programming, well, that's the software. It's all those automatic habits and thought patterns that we run every single day. The really big idea here is that you can stop being just the user and actually become the programmer.
You know, what's so fascinating is that NLP didn't just pop out of a theory. It started with a simple question. How come some therapists are like wizards? They create massive change for people. So back in the 70s, its founders studied these exceptional people, but they weren't interested in their theories. They wanted to decode what they were doing. They basically modeled what worked and created these roadmaps to excellence that, in theory, anyone could learn to follow.
And that brings us to maybe the single most important idea in all of NLP. It's the one concept that really makes all this rapid change possible. It's all about something called the mental map. This phrase is a total cornerstone of NLP. All it means is that our experience of reality isn't reality itself. It's just our interpretation of it, our mapped. Think about it for a second. Two people can witness the exact same event and have completely different emotional reactions. The territory was the same, but their maps were different. And once you get that, it's so empowering. Because you can't change the past, no way, but you can always change your map of it. So, if we all have these internal maps, how does the brain actually draw them? Well, it uses a very specific language, and it's a language based entirely on our senses. Our brains mostly use three channels to process information: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, or VAK for short. Now, we all use all three, but we tend to have a preferred one. Visual people, they think in pictures and often talk really fast, like they're trying to keep up with the images in their head. Auditory folks are tuned into sounds and tone of voice, often saying things sound right. And kinesthetic people are guided by feelings and gut instincts, using phrases like getting a handle on things. Recognizing your own preference and that of others is a real game changer for effective communication.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get to the good stuff, the how. How do you actually use NLP to reprogram these patterns?
This is a classic NLP technique for diffusing a phobia. The whole process is about changing your perspective. First, you dissociate yourself. You imagine watching the memory on a movie screen, in black and white from a safe distance. Then, and this is the key part, you jump into the movie at the very end and rewind it in full color and incredible speed all the way to the beginning. This scrambles the neurological pattern, teaching your brain that it no longer needs to run that old fear program.
Another powerful tool is reframing. Think of it like changing the picture frame to change how you see the art. For instance, getting fired isn't just losing a job. You can reframe it as an unexpected opportunity to find a better career. By changing the frame, you change the meaning, and that completely transforms your emotional response and opens up brand new possibilities.
And you know, while NLP got its start in therapy, its applications have just exploded. It's moved way beyond that and into pretty much every field where human communication and excellence are important. We see NLP principles used everywhere. In business, it's used to build rapport and influence. In education, it helps tailor teaching to different learning styles. Athletes use it for mental rehearsal and building that winner's mindset. Even in personal finance, it's used to change limiting beliefs about money. It's just an incredibly versatile toolkit for modeling and achieving excellence in just about any domain.
Now, a balanced view here is crucial.
On the one hand, NLP offers a powerful toolkit for making rapid personal change and really empowering people to take control of their own minds. On the other hand, like any influential tool, it can be used with negative intent for manipulation. It's also really important to note that some in the scientific community criticize NLP, even labeling it as pseudoscientific and arguing its effects haven't been proven to be more than a placebo.
Ultimately, NLP presents us with this really compelling idea. We are the programmers of our own experience. Our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors aren't fixed realities. They're just programs that we can choose to update. And that leaves us with one final thought. What new program will you choose to run?